Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast. Today we're going to be joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Fernandez. What's up, homie?
What's good, bro? What's good? Good to see you, Joe. Good to see everybody in the chat. Um, it's a little chilly out here in San Diego, man. Just a little bit, a little cool out here. But no, it's all good, brother. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, but hey, you still got the mimosas flowing, right?
Oh, you already know it's Friday, and what does Mario Cavazos say? It's
We don't give a
Friday, and we don't
damn.
give a damn. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, man. You know, it's a beautiful day after Spurs win. That's what Matt Lerman's saying. Thank you for joining us today. And look at July 26th says, no, hombre, shut up. Go Spurs, go. And Roy said, good morning. What's up, man? And look at that. Tim Gonzalez says, what's the good, everybody? What's good? Puro pinche Spurs. There we go.
Fuck yeah. Put a picture Spurs. I put a picture Tamales. What's up, Matt?
Hey, you
Yeah,
getting
my
your
man.
tamales? Hey, speaking of tamales, bro, for real, man. You know it's this tamale season, right? Yeah, you're at the end of December. You got to get your tamales for Christmas Eve. You know,
Yup.
for New Year's. What's this that I hear you're gonna fly out delicious tamales, bro? You keeping it real, bro?
They landed last night.
Really?
They landed last night. I'm being 100, bro. I'm being
Yeah.
100, bro. I'm being 100, bro. I flew out delicious tamales. I need some San Antonio out here in San Diego, baby.
So hood
So
tamales.
real talk, dog. Flew out delicious tamales, bro. Don't
Yeah.
ask about the shipping and handling, dog.
Nah, bro.
Don't ask about the shipping and handling. I'm not. This ain't even a flex, dog. I'm not trying to flex. The
This is
shipping and handling was as much as the tamales, bro. And
cheap.
I bought me a handful of dozens, dog. So, but you know what? It's worth it, man. My kids get to have some San Antonio tamales. You know what? Cali tamales are different, bro. Cali tamales are different, bro. It's like the difference between the burritos and the breakfast tacos.
Gotcha.
Cali tamales, they're big, dog. Like they're huge. They're
Yeah.
chingon. I'm not gonna lie, dog. Ours are kind of smaller, right? But the Cali ones are bigger, dog. But they have a lot. They throw a lot of sauce in them. They just do they over saturate them, dog. Like it's just different, bro. I'm not dogging on Cali, dog, but there ain't nothing like them San Antonio tamales, dog.
The
So,
masa,
yep,
dude. The
the masa,
manteca,
bro. Yeah,
you
the
know?
masa is different, bro. But yeah, bro, I flew out delicious tamales, bro. They landed last night, bro. They come in like with the black ice and all that stuff,
Yeah.
dog. Like like yeah, bro. I don't know, man. 20 dozens, 30, something like
They
that,
sent
man.
them to
I
you in
can't
the
remember
tin,
what it. Yeah,
that
man.
big old
So
tin, right? Yeah.
yep, they're coming up. Yep, big old 10. So yep, delicious tamales out here in San Diego, baby.
There you go, man. So I know you can be eating good, but even
Mhm.
everybody's over here gonna be saying, you know, they got their tamale places to go to, man.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you, man, I'm hood over here in the freaking Puro Exit
Hmm.
7 Marbach area. Fernandez knows. They've been over
Hmm.
here to the studio and knows where I live.
Oh
Delicious
yeah.
Tamales is just around the corner, bro. You know?
It's a hop, skipping away, baby. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So yeah,
But
man,
these fools be
delicious.
sleeping on delicious tamales, bro. I'll tell you this,
Hmm.
man. That place is
Hmm.
pretty damn good. And then
Oh
right
yeah.
next to it, they have the panaderia, right? The bakery.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
man, I go over there like this is my thing, dude. I'll go over there and I'll get me some delicious tamales, and then I'll go right next door to the bakery, get me some pan dulce, go ahead and give me
Yep.
some buñuelos, you know. Hey,
Yep.
man, it's all
Yep.
good, dude.
Oh, bro, I'm ready to fire them tamales up tonight, baby. I'm excited. My son has a basketball game tonight, so I'm excited. It's life is good, baby. Spurs won last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Life is good, baby.
So this is the thing
Got
we're
a
gonna talk about, man. San Antonio Spurs, they were facing the number 7 seed, I believe, in the Eastern Conference right now, which is going to be the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, they're 7th seed right now, as of the latest standings. So right now the Hawks are 14 and 14, right? All right. Spurs right now, they're on the outside looking in. They're at number 11 in the Western Conference at 14 and 13, just a game above 500.
difference
This is a
between the
good,
West and the East, baby.
yeah, man. Difference between them. But the thing is
Yeah.
that the Spurs fans coming into this, they're like, "Oh man, the Spurs are going to beat the Hawks." And they're like, "Hey, the Hawks ain't no slouch either." You know, the Spurs
Mhm.
and the Hawks are kind of evenly matched when it comes to talent, in my opinion. They each have their own star. You know, we have Wemby, they have Trey Young, they have Reese Shea as well. You know, so it's
Mhm.
like it is what it is in that regards. But you're looking to see what the point production was out of the San Antonio Spurs last night as they got a thrilling overtime win against the Hawks. 133-126 is your final score. I'm looking to see what happened in this game, what's going on, what kind of points production that we get out of this team. And you had to have 42 points from one Victor Wembayama kind of taking over the game, hitting some big threes. Chris Paul hitting some big threes. And that's what you needed in order to go ahead and best the number 7 seed in the East, the Hawks. Jeremy Sochan had 20 points on the night. He played 42 minutes to get 20 points. Harrison Barnes played 18 minutes. He had 6 points. Victor Wembayama, high score for the Spurs. He had 42 points on the night. Devin Vassell, 23. Chris Paul, 12. You had Keldon Johnson coming off the bench there, helping that second unit with 11 points on the night. Altogether, when you add it up, Spurs winded up getting this win. But the thing is, you needed to have a really high point production from your star player and Devin Vassell, which is arguably your second best player there, in order for this to happen. And you had to have some point production from Jeremy Sochan to barely beat a number 7 seed in the Eastern Conference Atlanta Hawks team, which again kind of shows you right now where the Spurs are at. Now, I'm not dogging this win by any means. A win is a win. I'm glad that the team got the win, but Spurs fans also have to come down to earth a little bit and see that talent pool isn't really quite there yet. They're getting better, but they still have a lot more room to grow, in my opinion. And Jeremy Sochan scoring 20 points. Hey, man, you get point production out of the brother. Good. But at the end of the night, he's just there for defense primarily, getting rebounds. But if he can get his, he can get his. But the one thing that I'd like to see a little bit more consistency out of is Stephon Castle. I want to see him putting up some good numbers right now, right? He had 21 minutes on the night, and he only put up 7 points. We need a little bit more production out of him. You get more production out of Stephon Castle, this game's over in regulation, before it even gets to OT. That's my opinion. But, what did you think about the game last night? We did have some thrilling highlights, man, with Wemby bouncing the ball off the backboard to himself with the dunk, the one-handed dunk by Stephon Castle. I mean, what did you think about the game?
Yeah, man. It was a well balanced attack. We had a lot of folks in double digits. That's when they're at their best. When it's not just Wemby. We know Wemby's gonna do Wemby things, and so having Jeremy in double digits and having Devin back in the starting lineup, I think was key. Literally, this is the first time the whole team has been healthy all season. Like literally, whole team has been healthy. Jeremy, Devin, and Wemby really haven't been able to play together this year. Like we're sitting here 14 and 13, and they haven't been able to all play together. They haven't been healthy. So I like that they inserted Devin back in the starting lineup. I know there's a lot of back and forth about that. Castle, I think he just had a bad game. Again, I joke about this stuff on Twitter. Like, let's see how long it takes for people to turn on Castle. Just because people are just so quick. Like every time somebody has a bad game, everyone's so quick to jump on somebody unless they like them. So their process isn't the same if they like the player. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they don't like them, they're quick to jump on them. But if they like them, they'll start making excuses, right? But again, man, people make this big deal about Castle starting. I don't mind him. I mean, the dude is phenomenal. The dude is going to be. He's going to be an all-star one day. The dude is amazing. But I think him playing minutes that are still starter type minutes is still not a bad thing. They're tinkering with who's coming off the bench, and I'll say that for anybody. Jeremy coming off the bench isn't a bad thing. It's not. Like I think him coming off the bench would be great. Actually, I like that bench mob. I mean, you got dudes like Castle, Keldon on your bench. Man, that's not a bad squad. Julian was hitting off the bench yesterday. That's not a bad squad. So, I mean, it was a well-balanced attack. I think the chemistry was good between Jeremy and Wemby. Again, contrary to popular belief, I never bought into that Jeremy and Wemby can't play together. Actually, I think Jeremy being down low, doing the dirty work, rebounding, battling, helps Wemby. He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to put his body through that. So, Jeremy up at the key shooting threes and all that. Yeah, of course, that's not what we want him to do. But I think when now that everyone's healthy and people in their right positions, I think it's a beautiful thing. We got some good comments, across the board. I know people said, the comment of Jeremy talking about Chris Barnes and Chris Paul, or I'm sorry, Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul were Master Splinter after the game. That was a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool reference. And then just with his accent, it even sounds even funnier and better the way he says it, right? He's like, they're my Master Splinter. So it was great. Much was made about the poster, or was it a poster? Was it in a poster? I don't know. I mean, he got dunked on. We got dunked on. But if you're blocking a lot of shots, eventually you're gonna get dunked and posterized. I don't. Again, man, I don't. People get so bent out of shape about being posterized, quote unquote. I don't think it's that big of a deal, man. Listen, if you're playing down low, like I tell my son, you're playing down there, you're gonna be battling. It's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to you. So let it happen and move on, just like Wemby did. The problem is people, it happens to them, and then they like get down about themselves because everybody makes it such a big deal about it. It's gonna be on highlight reels and all that. That's fine. You can have the highlight reel. Have the highlight reel dunk. Wemby poked the bear, and he came back and he showed them what's up, and we'll just take the W. You could take the highlight reel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they're paying. I had some comments in here, and they're like, "Joe, don't be pessimistic." I'm not being pessimistic. Yeah. I'm just keeping it real for you guys because you all like to go ahead and toot your horns, get all excited. Oh, the Spurs beat the Hawks overtime. Yeah. Hey, celebrate the win. Have a good, have a lot of fun with this game. If you're a Spurs fan, you're watching it from the beginning. Hey, man, go ahead and enjoy it, dude. You deserve this win. Everybody does. But at the end of the
game of runs.
Yeah, it's a game of runs.
Yeah.
End of the day, man, it took this much for this team to beat a number 7 team in the East, Atlanta Hawks team, right? And the Spurs fans are like, "Oh, this is gonna be a poverty ass franchise right now. We're gonna get this pick. The pick's gonna convey." Doesn't look like that pick's gonna convey, right? So why the hell are we hanging on to him? That's my big gripe.
I don't know. I mean, again, man, it depends on what day of the week it is, because there was a time when it was like, oh man, those picks, Atlanta looks like trash. Those picks are gonna look good. Then they win like 2 or 3 games or 10 games or whatever the case may be, and everyone jumps on like, oh, I told you those picks weren't gonna be good.
Yeah,
I just it's such a roller coaster of like back and forth of like, let it play out. like let it play out, man. That's all. That's what I guess that's like my mantra of things for everything, and it's even my life mantra. You gotta let stuff play out, man. Like one day we're like, yeah, we're going to the finals, right? This, that, and like no one needs to get that overboard. You know what I mean? And I'm the biggest Spurs cheerleader there is too, but there's no reason to get that overboard. Now, you also, though, a loss isn't like, oh my God, the world's ending. You know what I mean? It's just so funny, man, seeing the spectrum of like all this. Like, let it play out, man. Like, let this stuff play out.
Matt Lerma. He says we get Atlanta's pick no matter where it is. Yeah, but the problem is that you all wanted a high pick. I'm just saying,
a higher pick is better. Yeah, of course, a higher pick is better. Having their pick, that's another thought process. You have a pick, it's there. Like, so you're gonna have it either way. But yes, of course, you want those picks to be higher. Of course, hindsight's always 20/20. If the pick doesn't end up as high as it is, it's always easy to say, well, we should have traded it earlier when the value was up because people thought it was gonna be higher. X, Y, and Z. I get all that. Like, obviously, that's common sense. But it's just tough to foresee all this stuff, man. Like, so I just say you got to let this stuff play out. Control what you can control, and what you can't control, you really can't focus on it. And again, that's a life mantra. Like, have the strength to know what you can control and control it, and what you can't control, you can't control. It's out of your control. So worrying about it, stressing about it isn't going to do much.
And look at David Atwater. Spurs have guaranteed 2 first-rounders. All right, cool. We're gonna see where the picks go ahead and land at the end of the day, right? But
all those picks, though, I think they got to be being built for a trade. I mean, they can't draft all those guys. I think we know that. Exactly. We know that they can't draft all those guys. So I think we know that because those are guaranteed spots and all that. So there's either going to be a lot of players that are new to this team, or I don't think they're just not going to draft all those picks. I think people just get so freaked out about like they haven't traded him yet, so they're going to draft all those picks. Like, that's not the case. I mean, again, man, we don't know. We got to let it play out, man.
You can never know, man. The Spurs might be drafting these picks for other teams. That's the other thing too. Yeah. If you go ahead and you draft players, where are you going to put them? You can only take so many players in the roster. Yeah. That means you're going to have to let go of some other players, So we're going to get into that as well.
Yeah.
But we do have a $9.99 super chat incoming here from Tex-Mex Frank. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh, yeah. That's my boy.
Grito for Spurs win. Joe Fernandez, all the fellow listeners. Puro pinche Cowboys and Tamales. All right.
Hell bro. Yeah. Yeah.
You asked, we're going to deliver.
You asked.
presumir, a mis amigos les conté que en el amor.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get another grito in here too. And I got the idea is I'm gonna go ahead and talk to my boy Chris Leja. I'm gonna have him do the grito, in his MCS general contracting gear, dude. That way when we play the grito, it'll be him, powered by
Yeah,
MCS general
yeah.
contracting, man. And
I,
look at
I, I will say I will say one thing, and I've always thought this about the grito, and I don't want to be hating on the grito. I love it. The character in the grito it doesn't really do it for me.
the old man.
So yeah. Honestly, and I'm not. I love the grito, but the guy, the dude doing it, he doesn't do it for me. So yeah, maybe we could get
Yeah.
somebody else in there. I'm down for that. Maybe we could rotate it. Maybe we can have different. Our listeners, right? We can have different folks get in there and do it. But the guy didn't do it for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Somebody in
Maybe
the chat was talking
Elias.
about.
We'll get Elias to do a grito for us as well.
Yeah, we can have a grito contest, grito off. If we get Jimenez to do it, then
bro,
we're
that was the biggest grito in the world, bro. He'd be all done up in Lululemons trying to do a grito.
Yeah.
No, mom.
Hey, I'm wearing my Lululemon sweatpants right now, just for Jimenez, just for our guy out in Barbados. So,
hey man,
we were talking real quick. Hey, it's comfortable, man. We were real quick. We were talking about trades and drafts or picks. Somebody, I think David Atwater mentioned De'Aaron Fox, who keeps getting mentioned. I love that kid, man. God, trust you, me, man. You bring a guy over like Fox, man. That's the move, man. I'm interested to see what they do at the trade deadline, man. I don't know, man. I know historically they're not trade deadline heavy and all that kind of stuff, man. But I do think that, man, this is just a new era, a new way of thinking. Again, call me optimistic, whatever you want. I have a feeling, man, that they may be looking at people. There's a lot of sellers, man. A lot of teams are trying to push off talent to rebuild and go in a different direction. This would be a perfect time, man, for the Spurs, man, to try to snag somebody, and they got all those draft capital and all those picks, man. And that's what a lot of teams want. It's funny because a lot of Spurs fans complain about all that draft capital, but that's what a lot of other teams do want, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, they have a lot of draft capital right now. And I think the Spurs are probably going to wind up doing something with that said draft capital at some point in time. It's a long season, you still have all the time in the world to make a let's say a trade all the way up until like the All-Star, and all that, the All-Star game. But
Right.
speaking of All-Stars, man, All-Star voting is in effect right now.
Yeah.
So if you all want to go ahead and see some of your favorite Spurs players in the NBA All-Star game, especially Wemby, you better go out there and vote, man, because I tell you, man, these other fan bases, especially out in LA, man, they rabid fans out there, dude. They vote a lot for their teams and for their players. Spurs fans, I'm not going to call you guys out. I'm going to say, you're going to complain about it at the end of the day. Did you vote? That's all I'm saying. Don't complain if you don't vote.
It's like the presidential election, man, right? You can't complain if you don't vote. Speaking of that, and you know how Spurs Twitter is, man. I think like 45 minutes or 30 seconds in the voting time, we already had Spurs account isn't promoting the Wemby and isn't talking about All-Star and this and that, and they're unserious about winning. And I'm talking like just beating the drum up on that, man. And it's like during the game they started the account was a lot of their tweets had the NBA vote attached to it, right? So they started putting they were putting the highlights and they were putting the NBA vote thing or whatever. So again, man, it's like people want to be like fake angry about anything, bro. People were ready to grab pitchforks, man, and we're upset an hour into the vote thing. Why don't we have a Wemby thing, and why don't they vote? And they don't want him to be an All-Star. They this and this and that. I don't know, man. It's just odd to me how riled up people get, man, over something like that. But what are you gonna do? Who's that? Studio Matt or Studio C Matt? I'm sorry. Brought up a good comment about, is that Zach Collins' first healthy DNP? I think so, right? I mean, it looked like it, right? He was healthy, he was ready to play, and he wasn't there. And they went with Bassi first off, big off the bench. Bassi wasn't great, but he's got the energy. He's running around. He's doing what you want out of a bench big. like I said before, and people are gonna laugh at this because I mean Chicana Fuerte loves her some Zach Collins. We
Yeah.
all know that, right? But I've had the pleasure of meeting Zach Collins a couple of times, and he's a really nice guy. He
Yeah.
really is, man. And I'm being serious. He is a really, really nice guy. I mean, the dude comes out, talks to the fans after games, and does all that stuff. But like I always say, $8 and being a nice guy gets you a coffee every morning. You know what I mean? Like
Hey, man.
so.
Being a
So
nice guy ain't gonna get you the girl at the bar. That's what I'm saying. So
exactly,
you're
exactly.
you're
Yeah,
going on there.
the girl don't go with them nice guys. So sorry for you. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I think maybe the writing is on the walls for Zach Collins, man. I mean, it'd be great if they could get off that contract, and send him elsewhere, and he might do well with another team or be able to help off the bench or
Yeah.
whatnot.
I'm gonna let you all in on a secret here, man. You know, a lot of the things that you all have to kind of read through is kind of the writing on the wall, right? Word on the street right now is Zach Collins might not be playing right now. He's probably gonna have a lot of DNPs because he might be used as trade bait, And that's the thing. You don't want to have a player get injured that you might want to go ahead and have put in the deal somewhere within trade talks. So just keep an eye on that. I'm not saying that I know for sure. I'm a Spurs insider. I'm just saying sometimes you got to kind of read the tea leaves, the writing on the wall.
Right.
If he's not playing and he's healthy, could be they're going to sit him out because they could be in talks with trying to package him up somehow, trade him.
This is for Sam Salinas. He said he's fake angry that my mimosa was low. So,
Hey,
appreciate that, Sam.
we have
Appreciate you,
no
Sam.
problem with the low mimosas when
Yeah.
we
Well,
have
yeah.
Steph with us, bro.
Exactly. See, that's the thing, man. I am a blessed man that I usually have Steph here topping my mimosas off, man. So I don't really got to worry about that kind of stuff. So when I got to do it for myself, there's a problem. You know what I mean? But you're right. When Steph is in studio, man, the mimosas are flowing. Midtown Texas said there's nice people in China. That's true. That is very true. He might fit right in.
Yeah. Hey, that's the thing though, is like you say something and sometimes people are like, "Oh, what are you saying? You're a Spurs insider. You have inside." No, I don't have inside knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just saying sometimes the writing's on the wall. It's right there in front of you guys. Just keep an eye on things, That's all I'm saying. If you hear rumors of Zach Collins is, in talks, when the Spurs are looking for, some time to making a deal, trade. Hey, dude, I mean, it was there for you the whole time, Just got to look at it.
Yeah, and again, I know a lot goes back and forth, and people have their favorites and all that kind of stuff, and I have my favorites. But I will say, man, I'm of the ilk of, I'm worried about the name on the front of the jersey, bro. That's me, dog. Real talk.
Yeah.
I do have favorites. I have folks that I love on the squad. But I'm worried about the first name. I mean, I'm sorry, the name on the front of the jersey, which is why. And again, other people can, and don't take this the wrong way or offense to anybody, but like, I don't get all hype about like, oh, Derek White won a championship, yay! That's part of the Spurs. I don't see it as part of the Spurs. He's no longer a Spur, man. He's over there. Good on him.
No. That's the Spurs fans.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't wish him ill or nothing, but like, good on you. But like, that's not a Spurs celebration that Derek White won a championship with Boston. Or DeJounte win somewhere else. Like all that kind of stuff. Like, and that's just me. I'm not bad. I'm just saying, like, so again, man, to me, no one is untouchable other than Wemby, man. Nobody. I'm saying. Now, it would take a lot for a Castle to be gone or a Sochan or a Devin. I think there's tiers to it. But to sit here and say that so-and-so is untouchable, Tavares is asking a question, why are people obsessed with Sochan? I like Sochan, man. Sochan's my dog,
green
man.
hair, dude.
I like Sochan, bro. I like his hustle. I like his energy. I've met him a couple of times too. He's another fan favorite where he's always around the fans. He's always endearing himself to the fans. But he's not untouchable. He's not. Like to sit here and say he's untouchable, I think is wrong. You know what I mean? So I understand what Tavares is saying. I think Tavares doesn't really like Sochan from what I remember seeing from him, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I do like Sochan. I really do, and I do want him to be part of this team going forward. So like the Sochan spectrum is like Matt Lerma, and then like
I'm still here.
And then Jimenez and Tavares and those folks, right? So there's the spectrum, right? So every player has a spectrum. I guarantee you, we could find a Devin Vassell guy that will like die for him, and then the guy that just thinks he's garbage, right? So there's a spectrum to things, but I just try to be even keel about things. I love Sochan, but he's not untradeable. He's not untouchable. To sit here and say he is not the case. Same thing with guys like Devin. Castle, I mean, Castle's is a rookie. I mean, he's not going to get traded or he's not going to get sent off. But to sit here and say things like someone's untouchable, sans Wemby, I think it's just an emotional attachment to the players. And like I said, I love all the players, man. I don't want. I mean, it would be great if they can all stay there and win together.
Yeah.
But we know that's not the case.
Isn't it
business
funny
is business.
that Sochan is one of these players where Spurs fans in particular either like they're on Team Sochan Island, they freaking love him, or you just despise the brother.
Yeah, there's like no in between. There's no in between. There's no in between. And it's funny because I used to say this to people too. Like, I'll be like, you either like really like me. The people that I know either really love me, or you just really fucking hate me. Like, there's no in between. There's no like, So that's how it is sometimes. That's how it is sometimes.
Your biggest followers are also your biggest haters because they watch
of course,
every move.
They are. Yeah, your haters are just disgruntled fans. You know what I mean? Your haters are fans of you. They're just disgruntled.
Hey,
they're not
because they ain't us.
They're not mad at you. They're just mad that it is you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I just. And I've seen all the sides of the coin. Like me and you've been on Spurs Twitter a really long time. I had an old account that got hacked. And if you know, you know. But
that's the time you get the popcorn. That's when they make the popcorn meme, bro.
That account right now would probably have like 20-30K followers, man. Like that account was pretty huge.
And its heyday, you were what 10,000?
Oh yeah. Back in like 2012, it was like 10,000, right? So now, man, it would be pretty big. But unfortunately, it got hacked. And like I said, if you know, you know. But I remember this back with Tony Parker. There was Tony's washed in 2012. There was team Tony is washed. Tony is this and that and get rid, this and So this ain't new. Like I know if people that are newer to Spurs Twitter think that this is a new thing, it really isn't, bro. This has gone back to since Twitter was born. But like I said, I could recall back in the 09 and 10 and all that, 11, 12, where people were like, Tony's washed, get him off my team. He's garbage. He
the same thing about him. They said the same thing about Manu,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What happened? 2014, they won a chip, bro, and they were like,
right, exactly. 14 came along, and we know the history there. But hey, man,
this comment, I want to share this. One of our fans here, his name is at MVZlicious, dude. Went ahead and reached out to us prior to the show and said, hey man, he'd like to go ahead and share his take with the viewers here. So we're gonna go ahead and put this up here, man. This is what he had to say. I'm gonna share the original tweet that he put out, and we'll go ahead and go like this anyway. He goes, I'm ready to come to terms with the reality of the situation. Atlanta is a far better team than most thought they would be, and they are not just on a hot streak, they are only getting better. Trade for the 2026 first round pick swap and or 2027 draft picks for Cam Johnson. And this is who he's saying. He goes, odd man out. Trey Jones prefer to keep. Keldon Johnson, jury's out because his contract is very tradable, Zach Collins, adios. And I've been saying this already, man. Spurs fans, what's his name going to be next season when y'all talk about gone? Gone. Malachi Branham, he says adios. Blake Wesley, strongly leaning adios, but jury's out on him. It says, could a package of any of these 5+ draft capital net you Cam Johnson? Possibly, but the other party has to be interested too.
There you go. That you read my mind, Joe. Yeah. That's the point. Again, we can't. Nobody can get rid of all these players that are supposedly garbage and expect you're going to get something back. You know what I'm saying? Like the other team's got to want that player, right? So. That's why a guy like Keldon, as much as I love him, is draft bait, or I'm sorry, trade bait. Sochan, those guys, like the other teams and GMs are gonna want. They may say, okay, I'll take Zach, but you got to give me Keldon, you got to give me something else. Like nothing's for nothing, man. Unless you just totally. I mean, that's what I'm saying though. But again, man, the other team has to be interested. You got you can't dance alone, bro. I mean, you
Hey,
can, but you got to have a dance partner, bro. Like if you're dancing with somebody and they ain't trying to dance with you, bro, it's not gonna happen. So, we got to stop thinking like these teams are just gonna take like Malachi and Zach and give us like a player that's gonna be a good rotational piece, right? So something's got to give. I don't. I don't dislike the whole like package them all or whatever, and maybe you can get something. Something's there, man. Like I'm just saying, something's there with the. I think the draft capital is valuable to some teams because it's, hey, you never know, you don't know how that's gonna pan out. But to get a start, like to get a player that's gonna change the trajectory of this team, I think you're gonna have to get rid of a Keldon, a Jeremy, or a Devin, or somebody like that. If we're talking about trades, that's why I think they're kind of waiting and maybe do a mini trade and then work free agency
Hey man, it's gotta
in
hurt,
the
dude.
offseason.
In order for Spurs fans to finally get somebody that's paired alongside Wemby that's going to be worth the damn, and really be able to help him when you're getting into the trenches here, because right now the Spurs need a bucket getter. They need that player that can be a dynamic player that can go ahead and create their own shot, can knock down shots consistently, can step back, hit a three. You can go ahead and just say, you know what, I'm going to pass this brother the ball out in the wing. We can count on him knocking it down in the big moments. Money, boom, automatic, no worries. Wemby needs that type of player to make him not only better, but make the team better as well. Because I guarantee you, if you have these two superstars, right? Wemby being one, number two being a big question mark. We don't know who, but if you can get two bona fide superstars on this Spurs team, and you let go of a Keldon, you let go of a Jeremy Sochan, you let go of a Devin Vassell, you don't think the surrounding cast that they have now around these two players is going to be better? Yeah, I guarantee you they're going to play better because now the game is going to open up. The floor spacing is going to be there. Things are going to be a lot smoother, for the team as a whole. It's going to allow them to flourish. Whereas the focal point is just Wemby. And the teams know that. They're going to focus on Wemby. They're going to focus on Devin Vassell. They're going to tell, and this is what's happening right now. They're going to make the rest of the team say, go ahead, beat us. We dare you. Knock down that three. I dare you to shoot that three. Jeremy, you out there beyond the arc. They're going to come and guard him. Show me. Yeah, go ahead and shoot that three all day, brother, because you're going to knock it down anyway.
I will say this, and like I said, I like Jeremy, but he does have that weird hitch, man, on his three shot. He really does. And I was watching the game with my sons, and we were talking about it, because my son plays ball, right? He's a 11th grader varsity out here in Oceanside, California, and he plays a lot of ball. He plays a lot of AAU. He watches a lot of film, and we were talking about this, and I was like, it's so weird because he goes up and he does this like hitch thing with his three. It just doesn't look right coming off the gate. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. Will he nail one or two here and there? Yeah, of course.
Hey.
And again, but here's the thing, man. It's okay that you're not a 3-point shooter. There's nothing wrong with that. Jimenez goes on and on about how bad it is that Jeremy only makes shots around the rim or whatever. So what?
1 foot.
So what? So what? If that's all he's doing, if he's just hitting right, layups and putbacks and all that kind of stuff and dunks, that's what you want him for, right? You don't want him to run the point. You don't want him shooting threes. So I don't get this again, when he was running the point and all that, we were upset. And then now that he's hitting bunnies or whatever, it's like, well, it's right by the rim. That's why. So what? That's what we want from him. I would take that all day long, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to know yourself and seek self-improvement. That's a life lesson, right? Know yourself and seek self-improvement, right? Know what your strengths are, play to them, know what your weaknesses are, and work on them. So,
hey, Rick, I'm going to tell you this, man. Jeremy Sochan's hitch is Elaine's dancing, man, from Seinfeld, bro. Real talk.
Oh, man.
Real talk, bro.
Bro, I love me some Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld's the greatest show ever.
Yeah.
Period. Bar none. I really do. I think Seinfeld's the greatest show ever. Office is a close second. So you making that reference is awesome. Actually, I actually love that. I love the Elaine dance, dog. I'm here for it. I never thought about that, but you're right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. It's just such a weird hitch thing. I don't know what it is. But again, man, just because he's not a 3-point shooter doesn't mean he's bad or doesn't mean he can't contribute to this team. I think the team wants to go with Wemby, Jeremy, and Devin. Like, it seems to be that's the three that they kind of, for now. and of course Castle as the rookie. I saw a name that I hadn't seen before. They made a good point. Brett Haynes, I believe. He said, "I've always said Vassell's our Middleton. He's our third option." I agree with that. I think Vassell is a great third option. I don't think he's a Robin. You know what I mean? And so I think at one point we kind of thought like Devin was going to be the Robin and then Jeremy was going to be the third option. I think if you slide that over and you have that one spot, we still need that second star next to Wemby. Devin would be a great third option, and Jeremy would be a great fourth option.
Yeah.
They're just not a good second and third. They're a good third and fourth. And there's nothing wrong with that. This isn't me bashing on them. I'm just trying to be realistic, you know? But yeah, man, it's just, you know, that again, man, everybody has their opinion. Everyone has their favorite.
This is what I'm going to tell the Spurs fans, and y'all can take this to the bank. You can get this, you know, and just get this little soundbite that I'm going to give you guys. What's going to happen with this Spurs team as currently constructed when they go up against some of the better talent out in the West? They're going to fold faster than a torta sitting on a plastic chair, bro. And you know what I'm talking about, dude. Those little plastic dinky chairs. You know, when you have a certain size and they give you that, what the carne asada or the cookout, right? The barbecue. Hey, man, that's a big person's worst nightmare right there, bro. I'm speaking facts, right? You know, but I'm saying that's what's going to happen with the team, though. They're going to fold faster than a torta sitting on a plastic chair, bro.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think fold might be the wrong word because that to me that's implying that they're not like trying or they're not putting effort. They're putting effort, man. I just the talent level is just, you know, it's like, again, it's just like I said, if the difference between the West and the East. If the Spurs were in the East, we'd be having a different conversation. You know, now if my grandmother had balls, she'd be my grandfather. So we can what if all day long. I understand that, but I mean, I hear what you're saying. They're just not at the talent level of the top teams, and I mean, I think like we get that, you know, and you know, we get a lot of crap, or people get a lot of crap. You know, I love all the Spurs fans, man, and everybody has their opinion. I love the passion, right? Everyone's passionate about it, so I can deal with that, man. People are passionate, and it's okay. You know, we can have differences of opinions. I tend to lean towards more of a positive way of life. That's just how I am. That's how I roll. I try to see the positive in things, and some people seem to like just try to see the negative in things, and then some people are kind of like in the middle and whatever. But I guess like Spurs fandom needs all this. You know what I mean? It would be boring, right, if we all were positive or we were all negative or whatever.
Yeah, I'm being realistic, brother. I'm being realistic.
Yeah. But even our realistic is different than other people's realistic sometimes, you know.
I'm still a fan, man. I support the
team. No. And you know what? And I've probably have said this in the past. I'll be honest, like, you ain't a real fan or this, that, and the third or whatever. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. And I think that's bullshit. I mean, there's no what your definition of who's a real fan, who's not a fan, like that's all whatever, man. Like I try to get away from like, you're not a real fan if you think that. Now, I will say things like, it's funny to me that you say, you know, Jeremy can't play with Wemby, and then they play together and they play great. You know, again, I'm not, you know, I hate hot takes, quote unquote. I hate this generation of hot takes that like people just say things. Well, this is like a Stephen A. Smith born thing. Like everyone thinks that like you have to say something controversial to like get, you know. No, the problem is it does garner the attention. That's what the problem is. Like hot takes garner people's attention and they get people angry and they get people upset. Sometimes I don't even know if people that make these hot takes believe it. They're just saying it to cause controversy. You know, sometimes Stephen A. Smith is saying some crap and I'm like, I don't think he believes that. I think you don't
believe the bullshit he's saying, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I hear Jimenez talk and I'm like, I don't think he believes that. Like
that's the thing with Jimenez. No matter how bad it is, Rick, he believes what he's saying.
If I didn't know Jimenez in real life, I would think he's not a real person. Like I would think he's not a serious. I would be like, this guy is a fake. Like there's no who acts like that? Like nobody acts like that. You know what I mean? It's like George Costanza. You know what I mean? It's like George Costanza. Going back to the Seinfeld references. I wouldn't believe he acts the way he acts if I didn't know him in real life. But I do know him in real life. He is a good guy. He means well. I just, again, man, I'm not a fan of the to me, I think this whole hot take thing is just like a generational thing where people feel the need to say controversial things because that's what garners attention. But it does, though. It does garner attention. So what does that say about us that feed that into existence?
Look at this, man. This is funny here. Thank you for the comment, by the way, Daniel Bautista. He's saying, do you all like the changes the NBA is doing to the NBA All-Star game? Look, man, this
It's
is the thing.
confusing. Well, it's confusing for me right now. That's I guess that's one of the issues. But
they're trying to do something to boost ratings, and the NBA's missing the boat when it comes to this. They're trying to do anything they can to inject some new life into the NBA All-Star game because it's gotten a little stagnant. It's gotten a little stale. They need to do the same thing with the NBA dunk contest. That's just a shit show, man. It's not even fun to watch no more. I like watching the skills challenge. That's about it, and I'll watch the NBA All-Star game, but I have it on the background. I ain't really paying attention to it all that much because it's boring as hell. If the NBA is like, well, we got to do something to boost the ratings, blah, blah, blah. You know what? You want to boost your ratings? Make the games more easily accessible for the fans to watch. That's where you're missing the boat because the reason that they're seeing a decline right now, 28%, whatever it is because fans are going to streamies. They're going to these illegal streaming sites because they're like, dude, I'm not paying $150 or whatever it takes for me to be able to watch my favorite team in my region. They're like, F that, I'm going to go to streamies,
Yeah, you know what? And I remember you guys were talking about this earlier in the week, and I was watching it. And you guys make a good point, right, about the streaming. Those numbers to me are kind of skewed. It's hard to. They say that again, like you said, the viewership is down or whatever because they can only capture, who has cable or who has the league pass or whatever the case may be. Like you said, a lot of people stream. A lot of people stream this game. So, there's a big group of people that still love the NBA and don't. It's not that they don't like the product. It's just they don't want to pay and they found a way to stream, and that's the case. That happens in boxing, MMA, and every sport. You could stream stuff. You know what I mean? It's like the movie theater saying, "Oh, the movie people don't go to the movies no more." Well, yeah, because it's not because they don't like movies. It's because they can watch it on Netflix or they can watch it on HBO Max or you see what I'm saying. So I think It to me it's like saying, "Oh, well, if theater attendance is down, that must mean people don't like movies anymore." That's not the case. They just found an alternate way to watch the movie. So some of that is happening when it comes to the NBA. People are finding alternate means to watch the games. I live in Southern California, right? I have NBA League Pass because I can get all the Spurs games. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The Clippers and the Lakers games are blacked out here. Who gives a shit for me, right? I don't care. But so I get someone's issue with if you live in the market and all that kind of stuff, but because they want you to get cable to watch it from the local channels want you to watch it on the local cable or whatever. That's why the League Pass blacks it out, right? They have some kind of deal or contract with the local cable and the League Pass. So or they want you to go to the games, right? Remember back in the day they would block the games back in the day, so you could go to the game. They wanted you to physically go, right?
It was like $69, $59.
Yeah. It was like pay-per-view. You literally had to do like pay-per-view to watch a Spurs game, which is ridiculous, right? But there is also there's that. It's a complex thing. It's not just that's all it is the ratings are down because the product sucks. There's a key group that has gone to streaming. Then there's also people that do have a problem with the product. The over refereeing, right? The you can't touch nobody without foul. Yeah. The end of the game gets prolonged because everyone's fouling and the clock is stopping and this and that, right? The games go so long. Some of these games start really late, depending on where you're at. When I used to live on the East Coast, bro, if the Spurs played the Lakers in the West Coast, the game started at 10:30 Eastern time. And it went into midnight, bro. And I was like watching the games on the East Coast, right? So it depends where you're at. So there's a lot of things there. Again, the All-Star thing, yeah, it's a little confusing to me how they're doing a little tournament or whatever the case may be. I gotta see it. Just like I said, I'm not a hypocrite. I gotta let it play out before I make judgment. I gotta see it. But it does sound like they're trying to do too much. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like they're over inundating this stuff. I don't know, man. You're right. I would love to see Wemby in the skills challenge, bro. I would love to see Wemby in the skills challenge, bro. That would be sick. Seeing Wemby in the skills challenge would be awesome. I know some people are of the ilk of the dunk contest would be better if it was the stars. We know that the stars aren't going to be there. I don't know, man.
Get some G League players in there, bro. I want to see some exciting dunks. These brothers are hungry. They want to make a name for themselves. They're going to come out. They're going to shell out, dude.
Well, I think they got to make it count for something, right? Because like let's say it was like whoever wins East or West, that team gets a home court advantage in the playoffs or in the finals or whatever. Exactly. Like I think that's another thing. They got to get the players to make for it to count for something, and then the fans will be like, "Oh, like this means something, right?" People want to see drama. People want to see something unfold of like, "Oh, damn, dude, the winner of this gets to get home court advantage, right?" It's like what's in it for me, right? With them, right? We call it that in the Marine Corps, with them. What's in it for me? Why am I watching this? Like, why am I interested in this? Why am I like putting my heart and soul into this? I gotta have a why. Like what's in it for me? So I think doing something where the game matters would help.
Yeah, we got a incoming super chat. Thank you so much, Mario Cavazos. Appreciate you, man. Been there since day one, dude. He says, "Un grito for all the tortas out there. The struggle is real. Mike is loved but not missed in pinche in Barbados."
Yeah. Facts. Big facts.
There
Big
we
facts,
go, man. The grito.
Big
He
facts,
paid
man.
for it.
Por presumir a mis amigos les conté.
Thank you, Mario Cavazos, again for the $4.99 super chat. And we do have an incoming super chat as well. We have another one, I think. Let me go ahead and go back to it, man. It's hard to keep up with all these super chats, dude, because these
comments come in good. Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem. Midtown Texas says, "Me, JHNSB, Sam Salinas are the real fans." He's going back to he's going back to we were talking about who are the real fans or whatever. Well, there's all these little cliques, who, and all the cliques, people are like, "Well, we're the real fans, everybody else is wrong." And then that other little clique is like, "Well, we're real and they're wrong." And this clique is this. It's funny if you think about it, if you see it all play out. You see all these cliques play out of like, like-minded people kind of get together and they just kind of circle jerk each other. You know what I mean? What are you going to do?
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you all one thing, dude. One thing I did today when I woke up, man, before I turned on the computer and all this other stuff is I ran another ad campaign, man, for our show. Because we've been seeing a lot of growth doing ad campaigns. We're not buying our likes here, our subscribers or anything like that. We're actually putting money into ad campaigns, legitimate ways, right? To grow your audience. So I'm thinking, man, by the time we come back on Monday, we're gonna probably be over 2,000, dude. So it's gonna be puro pinche party, dude. So I can't wait for that to happen.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I'll be in town for New Year's. Again, don't do this around my schedule, obviously, but I would obviously love to be there. But I will be in town. I think about the 29th or 30th or something like that through about the 5th or 4th or 5th. So definitely, if we get 2,000 around that time, hey, a New Year's party would be great. The karaoke, the thing that everybody wants to do, I'm down for it, bro. Because I'll tell you what, my first song will be "Drinking Problem" by Midland. My first song will be "Drinking Problem" by Midland, baby. I already got it down. My karaoke song is "Drinking Problem" by Midland.
Let's see how much you embarrass Steph, dude. You're gonna be like, "Hey, baby, this one's for you."
Nah, she'll get up and sing.
I know that.
Yeah. She can sing, actually. She could really sing. She used to play with a mariachi group when she was younger. Speaking of Steph, I don't know if you want to pull up. She's been doing amazing stuff. So my better half that people know, Steph. Shout out to her, love her. She puts up on my ass, and sometimes I'm not the easiest person to deal with as they get seen and played out on Twitter. And here's the thing. You put your life out there on Twitter and you do your thing, and people are gonna comment and say what they have to say and have their opinion. And it is what it is, because if you put yourself out there, then it's gonna come back. So I get all that, and I don't mind it. So there's a screen. But yeah. So Fuerte Productions, right? She's her and I have come together, put money into her camera work, her videography. She got an amazing opportunity to record an interview with Zachary Richarche. He was in town, obviously, to play the Spurs. They were at Hotel Emma, which was an amazing thing for her, right? So she got to do that with Richarche. She's done work with Tejano legends Shelly Lares, Big Puppet, Dan De La Paz, Jesse Borrego, Crucito, right from Blood and Blood Out. She's done a lot of work with these folks. So she's really, really getting into her own when it comes to the videography and all the camera work she does. Yeah, man, like if you need any, wedding, quinceañera, just your kids' action shots in sports, all that kind of stuff, man. She has the equipment, she has the tools. She's really, really coming to her own this year. When it comes to that videography, man, and like the edits that she does and all that kind of stuff. And fellas, man, if you want your ladies to get like a sexy, feminine, divine,
Photo shoot.
like photo shoot, real talk, she does that, man. She does that, and I'm telling you, man, it's a thing. It's a thing, man. So that would be a pretty good Christmas gift or anniversary or wedding gift or whatever. But yeah, shout out to her, man. She does a lot of work. She doesn't ever want credit. She never doesn't want to be in front of the camera. She always wants to be behind the camera. But
yeah,
that's why we make a good couple, because I ain't never met a camera I don't love. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. But shout out to her though, for real though.
Appreciate that, Joe.
My nickname for Steph is Sis. I call her Sis because I tell her you're like my sister, right? She's like my little sister, right? Always watching over her and always, praising her when she gets these opportunities and is always on the grind and doing things. And I got to tell you, man, every time I have a get together, we're doing a get together, and it's not just me, it's anybody else as part of the group. She's always there to support us every single time, dude. Doesn't matter what it is. Like even this last Saturday, we had some people get together. It was me, Steph, Tex-Mex Frank, kind of chopping it up, talking about how we can help each other's grow and all that kind of stuff. Always there, dude. Always there. Always there.
She's always there for business, man. She's always there for business. She's always thinking about ways to improve things. She's amazing, man. Like I said, she's amazing. She's awesome, man. Again, I give this time to reiterate that I'm not the easiest person to deal with sometimes. So shout out to her.
You and me both, bro. You and me both.
Yeah. Everybody in this chat, every one of the men in this chat knows what I'm talking about. We know how we can be. We know how much we can talk shit and how irritable we can be and ego driven and all that stuff, man. And our women keep us grounded, man. So that's a beautiful thing, So
we a handful. Yeah. We know this, man. We know this.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly. Yeah, Hanover Fist says he's been hitting Shabuzi lately. Yeah, I fuck with Shabuzi. Man. Shabuzi be jamming, bro. Shabuzi be jamming, man.
That's what they been saying, dude.
Yeah. My guy Chase O says, "Cheers, Fernandez." Hell yeah, salute, bro.
So, yeah, look at that, Sam. Yeah, he got country soul.
Yep.
Yeah. We gotta check that out.
Mexican Junior says, "Nah, I'm the easiest person to be around." Yeah, that's code for no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
So one thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give some love here real quick. I want to give some love out to one of our supporters here, and that's going to be Jeff Garcia from the Locked On Spurs podcast. We're going to go ahead and pause real quick, give him some love. We'll be right back. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Kens 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@LockedOnSpurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Locked On Spurs podcast. Right now, Jeff, as of today, he's going to release a new episode of the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can go and check that out. I'm showing you right here on the X. You can go ahead and follow him as well at Jeff G Spurs Zone. And you can also check out the Locked On Spurs podcast on their YouTube channel. They're 5,000 subscribers strong and keep on growing. Make sure you go ahead and give him a follow. Make sure you go ahead and like, and subscribe to the Locked On Spurs podcast on YouTube, man. So thank you, Jeff, for all you do. We appreciate you, man. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about something that I know is near and dear to your heart as well, because I know you're a big fan here, not us boxing, not just yet, but we're getting there. We got to talk a little bit about something else here, and that's going to be The Longhorns, man. Longhorns.
Oh yeah. Oh
bro.
yeah. I
They
know.
beat
Hey,
them.
hey, you know what? You know what? We got to give some love to my guy or Tim Gonzalez, because that man has been trying to get us to talk college football for like the last 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I respect his tenacity, because he keeps throwing it out there. But yes, Longhorns this Saturday, Clemson in DK Royal in Austin. Atmosphere is going to be ridiculous and wild. I am remiss to not be out there. It's going to be great, man. You know what? I was so upset when UT lost to Georgia. They had that game, right? They really did. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because they got a favorable draw. And what a
Easier path.
storybook ending! Yeah, what a storybook ending would it be for UT to meet Georgia in the Natty, third time's a charm, take the win that matters. They got Clemson this week. Clemson's a former powerhouse. They're a proud program. So I'm not going to take it lightly. I don't want to sit here and just say Clemson's an easy path, or they're
Easy win.
but yeah, of course, man. I mean, at this time of the year, man, and that's what's great about a tournament. It's one and done, right? Anything can happen. But I think Texas has a favorable draw. I know SMU has a little bit of a tough going. I'm not counting them out. I think they can kind of, make some noise. But yeah, man, it's going to be exciting, man. This playoff bracket stuff
There's
is
the
fun.
bracket right there,
It's
man.
fun
It's
stuff.
showing you.
Yep, yeah.
What's up, man? You got Ohio State, Tennessee. They're going to go ahead and play the winner, and the winner goes ahead and plays Oregon,
Yeah.
number 1 ranked
Yeah.
Oregon. And then you have Texas, at number 3, playing
Yeah.
number 16 ranked Clemson. The winner goes on to play Arizona. That's going to be an easier path, man.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. That's the if you got to play any of the teams that got to buy, that's the easiest team to play. So,
And then you're looking at Notre Dame, Iowa.
yeah.
And what do we got? We got Purdue.
You got the SMU ponies. Yeah.
Ponies, man.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, dude, this is going
It's
to be
gonna be fun, man. Yeah, I think Texas, of course, they got to go to eventually. If they keep winning, they would eventually have to play Oregon. I know Oregon's won, but I don't trust them as a one. Like I, you know what I mean? I don't see them as like this like unbeatable one. I'd rather play them before Georgia. So, Texas had an amazing year, man, and I was blessed to attend the University of Texas, part of the Navy Marine ROTC program while I was on active duty. It's an amazing atmosphere, man. Those tailgates, those games. Our friend John Dyer, man, he's always out there representing, man. He's a big Longhorn season ticket holder, and he's out there with his sons and stuff like that, which is a beautiful thing. I don't know, man. I think Texas has one more rabbit that they could pull out of their hat. If they could get there, it's up in the air, man. I think we're going to see some upsets. One upset is bound. We got to see an upset somewhere, right? There's bound to be one. So Alex Noriega says, "Salud, Fernandez. Salud, brother." It's exciting. This weekend, man. We got a packed weekend. We got the college football. We got Fury Usyk, which is going to be amazing for those boxing fans out there. Man, yeah, the Spurs play on Saturday. A birdie told me that one of us, and it ain't me, has like some floor seats for the game on Saturday. I'm just saying.
I'll let y'all know about that right now too. So look at this. Hanover Fest is saying he's going to be watching the UT game Saturday, then be at the Spurs game. Well, guess what? I'm going to be there too, man. Mm-hmm. I got some really good floor seats, dude. 5 rows from the court. I'm be in section 14, So I'm going to be partaking of the Spurs club, man. So me and my boys, my sons are going to go. I'm taking my boy, one of my best friends, Ed Luna. Shout out to you, brother, working hard over there, Fred Loya. Well, we're going to wind up going on Saturday. We're going to be at the game. We're going to be going to partake, like I said, of the free food, free drink, and the cool thing about these, when you come out, right, there's like a little tunnel, right, for the visiting team, right? Mm-hmm. So right there where the tunnel is for the visiting team, where they come in and out, right next to that's where they have the entrance to the Spurs club, right? So there's a little restaurant there that they have at the floor level. So you go in there and they scan your wristband and all that because it's part of the experience that you get with this package. So we go in there, and then you go in there, and they give you your free drinks, dude. Mm-hmm. They can't tell us Mexicans no free drinks, bro.
Oh, man.
Up, bro.
Yeah.
So it's free beer, right?
Yep.
You can get all the free beer you want, but if you want like mezcal, you want a tequila, you want a shot of something, which that'll be happening in the second half. You got to pay for that. But
Yeah.
all the food you can eat, chef prepared meals and todo eso, dude. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
man, we're gonna be over there. We're gonna be representing, man. Puro Exit 7.
Yep.
You know?
You know who's always there? Devin Vassell's parents.
Oh, really,
Andrew
man?
Vassell. Yeah, his dad is a cool cat. I've met him at those clubs before. Super cool cat. They're always there, man. They're always friendly. Man, you're gonna have a blast, bro. You're gonna have a good time. I'll tell you what, man. It's gonna be a good time, man. Steph will be there. Steph will be out there at the game, right?
Yeah.
She has my tickets. She was on TV the last game. I don't know
Yeah,
if y'all guys
I
saw
saw
that.
that. Yeah,
Her and her son were out there
yeah.
getting it.
Little Necio, we call him.
Yep, exactly. Little Necio, man. So little Fernandez in training. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? That's what I call him, right? So they were getting it, man. And man, it's take taking your family out to those Spurs games, man, is a good time. You know what I mean? It's a family event. Joe, you talked about taking your sons, man, and it brought me back to when
yeah,
my boys were younger, and I used to take them to games. And you know, hey, bro, I've touched the wall, right, in the
yeah.
nosebleeds, and I've been all the way down on the floor, dog, at
Yo
the
también,
damn
bro.
Staples Center in LA, right? So
Yeah,
I've been in all the gamuts of it, and I'll tell you what, man, it's all fun, man. I feel like even when we were way up in the stands was like most fun. Like we've had the funnest times up there with the
yeah.
damn $5 seats. You know what I'm
With the
saying? But
gente.
it don't matter where you sit, man. It don't matter where you go, man. Being out there, being with the community, being with the family, being with the raza, you got to get out there, man. I encourage folks to get out there.
Yeah,
I've some of the tickets that I've had that I haven't been able to use, I've given them away, and folks have taken advantage of it. And I know a lot of people here too do giveaways, which is pretty cool. Because I feel like we take stuff for granted sometimes. Like there's people
yeah.
that haven't been to games or stuff like that. So I would encourage you, especially if you have like young kids, like taking the games, man. Like build those bonding experiences, man. I've built those with my sons, and now they're grown, and they always remember that stuff.
I'll tell you what, man. These tickets ain't cheap, bro. They,
Oh, I know. I know, bro. Trust me. Joe, you paid a pretty penny for them bad boys.
hey,
I know
I
that.
to tell you
Hey, but you know what, man? You can't put a price tag on
the
that experience
experience.
that you're gonna
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
Hey, what I tell you, I said I don't always go to a Spurs game, but when I go in style.
Yeah.
I don't even know if
For
I'll
sure.
be able to say hi to Jeff. I'm like, hey, bro, you're with the peasants right now, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna be you're gonna be down you're gonna be down there in the good seats, bro. You're gonna be down with the celebrities, dog.
Yeah, dude.
You might see George Strait down there or something, I don't know. Shawn Michaels, somebody,
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time on Saturday,
Yeah.
man. I'll be all cool, just chilling, with my
Yeah.
boys and with my friend and everything. So it's gonna be a good experience. And then afterwards, we're gonna be able to see something, man, that again you're very passionate about. So now we're gonna get into this. But when we come back, we're gonna talk a little bit about boxing and what's going on with that.
Yes.
Finally. But we're gonna go ahead and get some love here to our boy, Christopher Leja, man, of MCS General Contracting. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leja over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show. So make sure you go and give our boy Christopher Leja a call here. He's the one that powers the chat. He makes the chat go that you boys love so much. Go ahead and make sure you give him a call. If you need a pickleball court, you need a basketball court, an ADA compliant ramp for your business, or you need a parking lot, go ahead and call Christopher Leja over at 210-774-9155. Tell him that the Alamo City Sportscast sent you, man. So let's go ahead and get into this, dude. We're going to talk.
Hey, real quick though,
boxing.
Tony Ornales and Tim Gonzalez said, "Boxing, I'm out. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, bro.
Bye, Felicia."
Nah,
I know Mario Cavazos is gonna enjoy this, and this is what I love about boxing. Actually, it's kind of funny that Tony Ornales and Tim Gonzalez said that, and I've said this before. What I love about boxing is it's such a niche sport that the real fans of it will get into it and get involved and get in the conversations. The casuals and the people that don't know won't get involved, which is great. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I don't want to talk boxing with somebody who's like, oh, Mike Tyson's the best heavyweight ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to talk about people who know about Marco Antonio Barrera, you know, Junior Jones, you know what I mean? Roy Jones. Like, you know, I want to talk boxing like Mexican Junior knows boxing, right? I want to talk about those. I want to talk to those folks.
The real fans, the real fans. But hey, man, we got a big fight coming up. It's gonna be round 2 here, the rematch, man, of Usyk and Fury. You know, and last time Usyk upset Fury. I think Fury, he was one of these fighters that kind of took things for granted a little bit. I think he kind of took Usyk for granted. And Usyk, man, he's a warrior, bro. He proved that. He was taking some haymakers from Fury, but you know what? He came back and he took the fight to him, and he won this. He took the title away from Fury fair and square, dude. He was the better man in that match, and he showed Fury that he's a warrior, dude. That he went out there, he bested him, he took the belt from him. Fury gave him nothing but love at the end of the fight. Said, "Hey, man, he beat me. You know what can I say? Brother beat me." But you know what? This is a rematch now. I got to say, Fury, he sounded like he's a little scared, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When you start talking all this mess and you start trying to intimidate your opponent, and then you look at Usyk, and that brother's just stone cold, man. He ready, dude. I think Usyk's gonna take this one again, dude. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Real quick, I love the comments already coming in. We got Mexican Junior talking about he saw Valdez Navarrete this past weekend, which was a Navarrete masterclass, bro. Navarrete, it just demolished Valdez. And I love Valdez, man. Valdez is a warrior. But that just shows you that when Navarrete is on point, dog, he's on point. Sam Salinas says the babyface assassin was the man. Hell yeah, bro. Marco Antonio Barrera. I love me some Marco Antonio Barrera. Midtown Texas says Mando Ramos. That's that quote in American Me. Remember when he's like, "Hey, con los jabs, los left foot, Mando Ramos."
Yeah,
right? Yeah. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. The boxing heads come out when it comes to this. It's a big fight, right? It's a big fight. It's in Saudi Arabia. So it's going to be about 5:00 San Antonio time.
Yeah,
So
I think it's 7:00 Eastern.
Yeah.
So that's 6:00 our time.
Okay, 5, 6. Yeah. The actual main event is going to be about 5 or 6 San Antonio time. So prepare for that, because obviously most of us remember, or we know that, you know, boxing's in the nighttime, right? But you got to remember that they're in Saudi Arabia, so in the different time zones.
over there, dude.
I know, man. And I'm actually glad that it's at least at about 5 or whatever, than not like 11 in the morning. Now it's going to be like 3 for me in San Diego, 3:00 p.m. But some of these Saudi Arabia cards, man, like the main event is like at noon. You know what I mean? Like that's just insane, bro. Like who the hell is gonna watch that, right? But you know, big fight, man. Probably one of the biggest fights of the year. Heavyweight. It's not well. So when Usyk beat Fury last time, it was for all the belts. He was the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis in 1999, right? So all 4 belts: WBO, WBC, WBA, IBF. Exactly, he's wearing them, right? We don't have enough time to get into the sanctioned bodies, but basically one of the titles has now been stripped and Daniel Du Bois won that belt. And this is just like politics of boxing. But anyway, this is really for the lineal heavyweight championship of the world, right? You know, it's funny because both of these guys are in their 30s, right? Usyk is 37 and Fury's 35, but they're not like the shop-worn 35, 37-year-olds. You know what I mean? They're not like, you know, beat up guys. You know, Usyk is from Ukraine. Fury's from England. Usyk is 22-0, 14 knockouts. Fury is 34-1-1 with 24 knockouts. The one loss was to Usyk, and the one draw was to Deontay Wilder, who he came back and knocked out twice. Right? Fury was a big favorite in the first fight, I think, because of his size. And I agree with you, Joe. He took it for granted. I think he thought. And I'll be honest, the usual adage is good big guy beats good little guy. That's usually the thought process, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I had Fury in the first fight. I thought Fury was gonna win because I just thought his size was gonna be too much. I mean, you're talking about a guy who has an 85-inch reach, and Usyk is about a 78 or so. That's a big reach advantage, right? And then, you know, Fury probably walks around about 260, 270. And Usyk is a small heavyweight. I mean, he's 220, right? and he was a he won the cruiserweight championship, and then he went up to heavyweight and won the heavyweight, right? Undisputed. So 220, I mean, that sounds like a big dude, but not when you're talking about a 270 pounder, right? So usually the old adage is good big guy beats good little guy. But Usyk is just so well schooled. He's so well schooled. I mean, he comes from the Vasily Lomachenko, mold, the Ukrainian. He was an Olympic gold medalist, 2012 in London. Usyk was a gold medalist. His amateur record was 335 and 15.
Man,
That's insane. Like think about that. 335 wins and 15 losses as an amateur.
that's crazy, dude.
That's crazy. Lomachenko is probably the only one that has a better record than that. It's going to be interesting, man. I think Fury is not going to take him lightly this time, right? I think Fury is definitely not going to take him lightly this time. But Usyk, man, just has this like rhythm about him, this like in and out that he hits and moves and hits and moves, which beats a bigger guy like Fury.
He can get in
Usyk-
close. His style is getting in close and still being able to get his combos, get those body punches in, and that counts as points, man. Those are going to be power shots.
Yeah.
And he starts working the body of Fury, and that's what happened this last fight. He got in close and he negated Fury's reach because it was combat.
Yes, yes, exactly. When he gets close like that, the reach is actually it hinders you when somebody's so close to you, right? When you have that long reach, when somebody's so close, now you're like
you can't get to him.
You can't get to him. So you're reach, and that's what great fighters do, right? They make their opponents advantages disadvantages, right? And that's what you do. His reach is so great, but once you get inside, he can't do anything this close, right? So Usyk is really, really good. His footwork is amazing about getting in close and foot feints and hand feints to get in there. It's a marvel to watch, and I want to go back to some of the comments. Don't go back to it because it was way in the beginning, but I believe it was Mario Cavazos who said he wants to get Gabriel and Gilbert Elizondo, who are like San Antonio amateur boxing royalty of the 90s. He said, hey, I'm going to talk to them and see if they can come on the show, which would be awesome. Great. Gabriel Elizondo, Kid Combo especially. The dude went to the Olympic trials, fought Brian Villora, was one of the best amateurs in San Antonio in the 90s. Gabriel Elizondo, amazing fighter. And then Mexican Junior says he saw the Michael Carbajal Jorge Arce fight recently. That was a war. You want to talk about Michael Carbajal, man? The dude out of Phoenix. He was a 92 Olympian, also a silver medalist. 108 pounds, 112 pounds. Tiny dude, right? But you want to, Google or YouTube Michael Carbajal and Chiquito Gonzalez. Those fights were wars, bro. Those fights were wars. Sam Salinas asked what happened to Deontay Wilder. Man, after he got beat by
fell off, bro.
Yeah, he fell off a little bit, man. He fell off a little bit. The dude had he was a great athlete. I would say he was more of an athlete than a good boxer. He had good physical tools, but when it came down to fighting, a fighter like Fury, he was kind of exposed a little bit,
Yeah, unfortunately for Wilder, I think his biggest faux pas in his career, not going the distance here, is that he just didn't show up in the big moments. He got outmatched, and his claim to fame was a lot of times is he was losing these matches that he was in, right? And then he would get that one punch in because
bomb, bro. Yeah,
boom.
Yep.
That was it.
Hey, they called him the Bronze Bomber. There's a reason for that, bro. He's never out of a fight. He could be losing the whole rounds, and then I remember. Boom. I think it was Bernadette Sterveen, his first championship fight. He was down that card, bro. He was down that fight. Yeah, Sterveen was like a chunky dude, but solid. And Sterveen was getting in on him, and then Wilder ended up catching him, and then Wilder knocked him out. Yeah, but that's Wilder. He just always had that leverage punch. It was kind of like he was tall, and it was like if you ever watched Tommy Hearns, it was a leverage, or like Felix Tito Trinidad is a good example too. They don't look like hard punchers, but they just have leverage. They use the leverage for those punches.
They catch you too because they use your own body against you. So you're coming in, and when you're starting to come in, they're using your own momentum against you. And they just use that leverage and come up with that uppercut punch. Boom, that's all she wrote.
Yep. Hanover Fist is talking about the Big Bang, the Chinese heavyweight that got Wilder. That's true. Wilder has anytime he stepped up to that type of caliber, he just wasn't ready for them. But yeah, that dude, the Big Bang, Zhang, there you go. Yep, Zhang. He's fun to watch. He's a big heavyweight out of China, man, and he's fun to
Hey,
watch.
some of these guys from over the pond, dude, China and all them, dude, they got some good boxers too, man.
Mhm.
You got to watch that place, man. They
Yeah.
they got some fighters coming up, man.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's
No.
the beauty of boxing is that it's a global event. You know, it's like, yeah, boxing, here in America and all that.
Mhm.
It's a worldwide sport, dude. It's just like soccer, man.
It's like soccer. Yep, I was just gonna say that. It's like soccer, yeah. And that's why it's funny to me when I get into these conversations with people who are like, "Oh, boxing is dead, and it isn't what it used to be, and this and this and that." Yeah, it's been dead since 1970. Like everybody's been saying that.
Yeah.
But it's a global sport. It's like soccer. Again, it's not for everybody. I got it. Soccer isn't for everybody. Everybody doesn't like soccer. I got it. We got guys like Matt Gomez who love them some soccer, right? SAFC, royalty over there. And that's cool. Same thing with boxing. It's not for everybody. If you don't like it, that's fine. But it doesn't mean it's not flourishing as a sport, especially overseas.
Look at the face-off right there, man.
Bro, they were like in each other's face for like 11 minutes or something. Literally 10, 11 minutes without saying a word. And
Look
they
at
finally
Usyk,
had to get
dude.
pulled apart. I know.
I think Fury shook, bro. I think Fury guys, hey, man, this dude ain't blinking.
Yeah. There's no blink there, bro.
Nah,
Yeah.
man. Usyk is ready, bro. He's ready.
He's
dude.
ready, bro. Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Usyk, dude.
Yeah. Matt Gomez said, I heard soccer. Exactly.
You came back.
Yep. JHNSV says boxing needs a leader like Dana White. Again, I'm glad he said that because it always validates my point that I always make about this. People always want to compare boxing to UFC, which is apples to oranges. UFC is not the sport. MMA is the sport, right?
Yeah.
Okay. UFC is a company of MMA, and UFC does great. Don't get me wrong. I love that UFC, the fighters fight each other because they're all under Dana White. I get that. But to compare UFC to boxing is an unfair comparison because UFC is just a company of MMA as a whole. Because there's Bellator, right? There's all this other stuff, or I don't even know. I don't know MMA, but I'm just saying there's a bunch of other stuff.
There, Usyk, dude.
Yeah. When it comes to comparing UFC to like Golden Boy Promotions or PBC or Top Rank, that's the exact comparison, not UFC to the entirety of boxing. Look at his foot feints, man. Look at his movement. Oh my god.
From a low blow.
Oh, that was the Ngannou fight. Yep. Yeah, that was a low blow from Ngannou. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Take all the 10 count, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Get up at 9. Woo, bro, man. That take your breath away.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. I'll tell you, bro. I've not at this level, and I'm not gonna try to act like I have, but I've been in the ring. I was an amateur boxer when I was a kid, from about 8 years old to about 16. I had about 50 amateur fights. Had a cup of coffee with the pro manager and all that, and that went to the wayside when I started becoming a teenage father. You know what I mean? But I have been in the ring. I've sparred. I fought. Golden Gloves, Junior Olympics, all that. You take a hit like that to the liver, bro? Nah, bro. Your mind is like get up, and your body just doesn't respond, bro. Like your body doesn't respond.
That's a right there, dude.
Bro. Yeah, you can get hit in the face and the head all day long, bro. You take that perfect liver shot, man, bro. You feel temporarily paralyzed. I'm not trying to exaggerate.
Take a knee, bro.
You do, bro. You really do. Yeah, man. I remember when I was doing the officer program at Austin, I started training again in Austin, and I was like, we're just training, just stay in shape. And the trainer was like, hey man, you should like compete in the Golden Gloves again or whatever. I was like, I don't know, bro. I was like 30, at the time.
Yeah.
And I said, well, let me spar with some of your guys that compete. Is that okay? So they put me in with this black kid from Austin. Bruh, that fucking kid hit me in the body, and I was like, yeah, no, I know I'm good, bro. He ended up, going on and turning pro, right? But I was like, bro, I don't belong no more, bro. At 30 years old, you get hit to the body. Nah, that ain't it,
Hey,
baby.
I
That
love
ain't it.
watching some Golden Gloves, dude. We used to do that when I worked on base, right, at Lackland Air
Yeah.
Force Base.
The all arm, the army
Yeah,
and
bro.
yep. Oh
From
yeah,
all over
yep,
the
yep,
world, right?
yep,
Fighters
yep.
from all over the world.
Mhm,
So they would give us passes, right? Because I mean, I worked in civil service. I had my clearance and all that. So I worked alongside everybody on the military. So they would
mhm,
give us all passes, and I would go out there with my coworkers, airmen and whatnot,
mhm,
and we go and watch the fights, dude. And damn, you'd be seeing fighters from Israel, from all over the world going at
mhm,
it, dude. And these guys would go to town, man. It was some
mhm,
good
mhm.
fights, dude.
Yeah,
Really good
yeah,
fights.
yeah. Hmm. Oh yeah, bro. If you ever, man, I used to watch the local Golden Gloves at Woodlawn Gym,
Oh,
bro.
and
They
I
would have
like
the
doing
Golden
that
Gloves
too, man.
there.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. They would have the Golden Gloves there in San Antonio, right? The Woodlawn, um, and yeah, man. It's I'll tell you, man. San Antonio boxing and it is in a little bit of a renaissance, man. We got Bam Rodriguez, right, doing his thing. That kid is, if he was 140 pounds, he'd be, he wouldn't be able to walk around if he was a little bit heavier. Like he'd be mobbed as a star. Like that kid is amazing, right? You got Mario Barrios, who's always, putting it down for San Antonio, always repping. You got some good fighters in San Antonio, and San Antonio boxing is definitely on the rise again. In the '90s, there was a hotbed when it was Jesse James Leja, John Michael Johnson, Robert Quiroga, those guys. Um, and now, like I said, I think you got a resurgence with Bam and Mario Barrios. Steph is working on some stuff with Bam and Mario. So, you know, it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun to see. Tony Arnales says, I was an amateur boxer, went to Anson Jones. Yeah, yeah. Penn Road. I'm telling you, bro, I was peas, bro. Puro pinche peas, bro. Puro
Just down the
Apaches.
street from us, the
Uh,
Bulldogs.
yeah, exactly. They used to be Apaches. Now they're Bulldogs, something like that.
Yeah, they're
But,
Bulldogs, bro. It's like a
yeah.
prison though, that school, bro. They ain't got no windows there.
Bro, there's literally no windows. I know. There's literally no windows there. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's some wild stuff, man. But you could tell in the old schools, like high schools and middle schools, like Shepherd, for example, right? West Campus,
Oh,
those
yeah,
little
I went
skinny,
to Shepherd for 1 year.
the
I went to
skinny windows.
Shepherd for yeah. I went to Shepherd for a year, bro. My brother graduated from West Campus, and
Yeah,
then I went back to Pease and then Jay. Um, that's funny, bro. Yeah, no, Anson Jones. Yeah, no, that's Pin Road. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a
Little
rough
Pin
area,
Road.
man. That's a
Hey,
rough
man,
area,
Anthony
bro.
Jones is rough, bro. No
Oh,
lie.
I know. Oh, I know. I know. I met me some characters from Anson Jones. I'll tell you.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, man, we're gonna start bringing the show to an end. But before I do, I'm gonna show you all something. The other night, right? I get out late of work, from work because I get out late, right? I work the evening shift, and man, I was so hungry, and everybody's been so busy over here. So I was like, you know what? I just told my youngest, I was like, let's go get something to eat. Only thing that's open really that late is gonna be Whataburger. So I popped in. I know how y'all feel about Whataburger, bro, but I go in there and I pop in there, get my Whataburger, and then the lady there, she's like, hey man, here's our gift to you. Look what they give out. No, you can see that. The tag.
Oh, 2-0.
Hey, but check this out.
Oh, that's
Check this
sick.
out.
That's sick.
Oh,
No, hombre. That is sick.
I say Whataburger.
That's badass, bro. They gave you that?
They gave us that, dude.
That
Right
is
when I went to
badass, bro.
right. I
2
went
and 0 with the Spurs, bro. I love
right
that.
spur on the back.
That's classic.
So I was like, Whataburger, I'm sorry, man.
Sorry for all that shit that I talked. Sorry for all that shit that I talked. Yeah. Bro,
Oh
that's sick
man.
though. That's pretty cool. That's badass.
Yeah, they want us to spin the wheel, but you know what? We'll probably come back on Friday next week. We're gonna take most of the week off. Because real talk, man, before we end the show, I'm gonna let everybody know what the plans are. So we're gonna have a little hiatus here, and what
Holiday.
we're
It's a
gonna
holiday. Yeah.
we're gonna holidays. We're gonna enjoy the time with their families and whatnot. We're gonna probably do maybe one show next week. We're gonna take the rest of the week off. We're gonna come back in the next year, the new year here, and we'll probably wind up getting back on the horse on Friday, the January the 3rd, because we're gonna spend time away, man. But we're going to be working on some new things. So the show's going to look a lot different. It might not be known as the Alamo City Sportscast anymore. We're going to have a kind of a rebrand now. So y'all going to see what we've been working on. I didn't make this badass logo that I have with Area 210 for nothing. The little alien in the back, maybe that's what we're going to be doing, when we come back in the new year. Think it fits kind of more with what we want to do, talking about San Anto, talking about local sports, talking about whatever else we want to talk about, as far as sports, entertainment, pop culture news, whatever we want to do, man. We can do that. And Area 210, man, that nice logo that everybody loves so much. Hey, we got to go ahead and roll with that. Think it's going to
It's
make
sick,
things a lot
bro.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick, bro. I love that logo, bro. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. You got
We're,
the alien wearing the sombrero. Come
yeah.
on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have hats and, the stickers already made and everything. So we're going to be doing some different things, dude. It's going to be fun. Y'all going to have, hey, another thing too. I've been working on a new intro song, dude, and I written by yours truly, so I put pen to paper, man, and I wrote it
There you
down.
go. Yeah.
I wrote down the lyrics, bro. So I just got to go
Yeah.
ahead and give it some of my buddies. One of my buddies is a rapper here, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit him up. I already got the music made up and everything. So we're gonna come back and be working on some things, for you
Yeah,
guys. Man.
yeah, I like that, bro. I'll tell you, man. You should maybe the one show that you do between now and the new year and all that. Maybe we can get as many people on and do a little like year-end review and
Yeah.
just a little chop it up a little bit or
Open
whatever.
it up to the fans.
Open it up to people, man. Yeah, like there's so many people on these chats that deserve to be out here and say their piece and do their thing, man, and promote what they do. That's another thing. We got so many amazing people who are doing great things, whether they run their own companies or they whatever they do, and side gigs or whatever. But hey, let's promote them, right? Let's promote the gente, man. Let's do this. Like there's only like a handful of people that always get promoted over and over, the same. What about everybody else? You know what I mean? What about everybody else, man? There's a lot of other people out there that can put out what they do and put out the love out there, bro. So I mean, I think it's a good thing, man. I think it's a beautiful thing. I'll be in San Antonio, man, for the new year. So like let Steph has my time. We all know that. We know I'm on Steph's time when I'm in San Antonio, but we can get together and share New Year cheers together, man. I think that'll be a good thing. So I'll be in San Antonio for the new year, bro.
We'll link up, dude. I'll make sure I reach out to Steph. I'll be like, look, Steph, man, let's all get together, somewhere down south.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, no. We'll be good. Hey, Southtown's the move, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Bar Gimme, Amor Eterno, our guy Aaron.
Let's go to the Cove. The move's the
I'm
Cove.
down, bro. I'm down, bro. I'm down for whatever, bro. I'm telling you, man. We're right there in Southtown, right? Steph has a place in Southtown. We're within walking distance of all that, bro. So,
hey, the Cove's badass. I don't know if you've ever been, but the Cove is like kind of like outdoors. They have a little playground and everything for the family.
Yeah.
You can bring the kids, and that's the cool thing. Like if she comes to the Cove and we hang out there, she can bring the kids if she has them, and we can be chilling there. They have a big beer selection, bro. Ton of beer.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm down, man. I'll tell you, man. This past year, man, I've met a lot of Spurs fans at games and shit, even at away games, bro. I met Spurs fans in Sacramento. I met Spurs fans in LA, like from Twitter. So like I love meeting people from Twitter and all this. Matt Gomez is already putting the SAFC home opener plug out.
3825, dude.
3825. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm down. March 8th. Yeah, let's do it.
I wouldn't mind going out there. Like maybe we could do like a remote or something, talk about the upcoming season, have them on there, their supporters still around, doing their thing, go out and support them and what they're doing, so I'm down for it, dude. I love going to these games.
Yeah. Our guy Sam Salinas says, give a shout out to Man Overboard Brewing.
Yeah, man.
Said, unfortunately, they're shutting down. Hey, man. It's tough out there, bro. It's tough in this economy, man. So I give it credit to anybody who's a small business owner, man. And we got to support each other, man. We got to represent. It's enough tearing each other down, man. It's enough of hating on each other and this, that, and the third. And like I said, man, I don't do any favors. Sometimes people don't like what I say or what Steph and I got going on. But again, at the end of the day, bro, like we just support each other, bro. Like it's all love, bro. Like it doesn't got to be that way. Like there doesn't have to be no hate and animosity. There doesn't have to be any kind of like, oh, like if you do good, then it makes me look worse. Like, nah, bro. There's enough for all of us. There's enough for all of us to thrive, baby.
Everybody can. Everyone can eat. There's
enough. Yeah, exactly. But put our ego down. But just put our ego down.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Everyone can eat, but not everybody can eat off my plate. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You ain't here for me. Why
Yeah.
am I going to be here? I'm not
Well,
going to stop
exactly.
you from
Exactly.
growing or
Exactly.
say anything
Yeah.
bad, but
Yeah.
you ain't eating off my plate. Facts.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't say one thing to me and then another thing behind my back. That's all
There
I'm
you go.
saying.
Hey,
That's it. That's it.
respect, right?
That's fair. That's
Respect.
fair. That's
Respect.
fair. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, because
Yeah.
I keep it 100, right? Like what do we
Mhm.
always say? If you
Yeah.
hear anything that I say about you, I'm going to tell you straight up, man, to
Yep.
man to your
Yep.
face. And I don't say
Yeah.
things behind people's back that I won't say to their face.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
Keep
Exactly.
it puro.
Say what
Keep
you're gonna
it
say to
puro.
your face. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
Yeah. That's respect.
Don't be hiding it. You
Right.
know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Hey, where can they follow you, man? As we start bringing the show to an end, where can they follow you on the X, bro?
Hey, Rick Fernandez on Twitter on the I don't call it the X, but
Yeah.
Rick Fernandez on Twitter. I appreciate you guys. And again, thank you, Joe. Thank you for this whole year, man. You've allowed me to be on this platform. I've been able to do amazing things. Interview Jesse James Aleja, Dane De La Paz, Big Pupper from
Hell yeah.
American Me, man. That's like dreams for me, man. That's like childhood dreams for me, and it wouldn't have been possible without Joe and all the work that you do, bro, behind the scenes. So I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate all the things you and Steph do, for us as well, coming in and just being part of the show. We look forward to doing bigger and better things this next season. I mean, this next year, should I say? And one of those things is I'd like to go ahead and revisit Danny De La Paz, but I want to go ahead and do a remote
Yeah.
from his little tienda that he has over there.
Oh, we got to do it, bro. Traders Village. Bro, if you haven't been to Traders Village, to Dan De La Paz's little spot that he has there,
Yeah.
bro, he has like the tanditos, like the cholo hats with the feathers. He has like all this like American Me merch. He has so much cool stuff there, bro. Go visit Traders Village, Dan De La Paz's spot. Actually, Steph is going to be with Dan De La Paz this weekend doing a Chicano cheer event in Mi Tierra at the mariachi bar at Mi Tierra.
Yeah.
She's going to be doing an event there, so it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And Danny's going to be with her.
Hell yeah, dude. We're gonna go ahead and revisit some of these like say guests that we've had and come back and have them back on again. Even our boy, over at Chancla Academy too. He's doing his thing. He's been moving on up.
Oh yeah,
He's doing his podcast and all this kind of stuff too. Got to give him some love and get him back here in the studio as well so we can chop it up and kind of just talk about things other than just sports, because we talk about things that we go puro, bro, and it's fun, fun with him, always fun. So,
well, what's cool about it is like even within the chat, we people start talking about Anson Jones and this and that. Like it brings up memories, man. It brings up stuff that we haven't talked about in a while. You know what I mean? It brings up growing up in San Antonio, dog. It brings up being a Raza, bro. It's like therapy, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like therapy, bro. Like some of us got some trauma, dog, that we dealt with back in the day. So this helps, bro. I think this helps everybody.
It'd be funny, dude, to go ahead and do a show from the car, right? Traveling down the hood and just kind of revisiting the places that we grew up. Yeah, this was our school and this and that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the trip, it's all leading down towards the Jewel of Marbach, China Rose, bro. And we end
the bro, the egg drop soup from China Rose, bro.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, dude.
That's
good, man. I know people make fun of it, man, but if you don't get down and eat inside in person, bro.
Bro, China Rose egg drop soup is the move, bro. I'm telling you. Marbach, Puro Exit 7.
They don't know, man. They don't know. But you got to try it, dude. But I'm saying it'd be fun to go and do that. Go and show them, hey, man, this is what the sit-go is here, bro. We can't show what they sell in the store, but, we can just show what's up, because that's the one place, man, where you can buy everything but gas for the car, dude. If you know what's going on over there. Like, come on.
Yeah, one right before we leave, man. Sam Salinas said, "Let's Alamo City Sportscast meet up with SAFC during the opening match for a tailgate." I'm down, bro. I love the SAFC tailgates, bro. The SAFC bunker, bro, is the move, man. I know there's a lot of changes and a lot of things going on with the SAFC, which is just like that's above my head.
Yeah.
That's the organization, but like SAFC is fun, bro. It's affordable. It's cheap for the family. You get cheap hot dogs and beers, and it's a good time, man. If you haven't been to SAFC, man, you got to go out there. You got Matt on the drums. It's a good time. So,
hey, one of the things I'd like to do if I go to this tailgate with you guys, man, and show up, I ain't gonna show up empty-handed, man. That's bad manners. I was taught better. Got to bring you a bottle of something, man. A little something, share with the crew. That's some fun, man. Maybe we may be making some man-mosas out there, dude.
Hey, let's do it, bro. I won't turn down a good man-mosa. So,
hey, y'all think you're ready for it, dude, but you're not, man. I'm telling you.
That champagne high is different. Yeah. Yeah.
It hit different. That's Mike.
Yep. Champagne hits different.
Mike
Champagne
knows.
hits different. Yep.
Makes you lean a little bit. Makes you lean a little
Hey,
bit, bro.
he was all fun and games, dog. It was all fun and games until he felt that, dog. Chicana Fuerte has a heavy pour, bro. She has a
Yeah.
heavy pour, bro. You know.
Yeah, it'll be fun though. We'll go ahead and meet up with you guys. Definitely, we'll link up and do something for the season opener there over with the
Yeah.
SAFC,
Absolutely.
man.
Hell
So,
yeah.
but we're gonna go ahead and bring the show to an end. So, for Fernandez, I'm Joe Garcia. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Go Usyk and go Spurs, go. We'll see you boys probably next Friday, man, because we're gonna be off. We're
Stay
out.
puro. Stay puro.